Good morning from a single track switchback climbing up the mountains road in the Highlands, Scotland. Now, in our last few episodes, we took you out to the Isle of Skye, but this time we're taking you to a small little town on an alternate route of the North Coast 500, the famous NC 500 of driving around Scotland, some of the most beautiful landscapes you'll see ever. And we're headed to a campsite for a few days of logistical stuff, laundry, cleaning the van, editing. And we picked this because it's a nice quiet place and beautiful surroundings, but also because we think we have a couple of days of rain. So it's a good time. But we were warned that this road could get a little sketchy as you were heading up to here by some people we met when we were watching the Harry Potter train that have followed our journey for a while. So thank you for the tips, guys. They also left us a nice little brochure of this town on our windshield back then with a few little special notes. So we'll see if we can see the same things you guys saw. But your hands are full over there, Curt?
Yeah, but this is a beautiful drive, and even though you're focused on the road, this has some really just expansive views, and this road just snakes around the edge of the mountain on this single track, and it just feels epic.
Yeah, and as we were rolling up in here to the pass, which I don't even know if I've said it yet, we're headed to a little town called Applecross. So right now we're on the Applecross Pass. But before we got here, we came through some beautiful mountain areas with all the different colored leaves. We still think we're a few days early, but we did come through an area with the yellows and the oranges and the different colored greens. It is a stunning drive, and it is early morning on a Friday, and we're getting close to our campsite. So let's go get settled in for a couple of days of work. You know, it's a narrow single track when the motorcycles have to pull over and let you use the little passing zone. Woo! Here was a good pull off. There's a car coming. I'm letting pass you here. There's a car, but they got those pull-offs everywhere up here. So. Alright, we made it up the first batch of switchbacks. We don't know if that's all of them or not. But there's a little pull-off up here, so I think we'll take a rest. We've made it up into the clouds, though. Look how, like, mystical it looks. Wow.
In terms of straight down, rocky, like steep drop off. Like cars coming.
She's gonna have to back up to that spot.
All right, we've got our first back up here, and if you can see, we're just wrapping around the corner and it's straight down either way. And we just came around the corner and they were there. Fortunately, they were going slow, and so were we. But they...
Sorry, I cut Curt's vlog off there in the middle. Got distracted by all the activity. But I think we're gonna just turn the cameras off and focus on getting down this mountain. almost to our campsite. The GPS says 2 minutes. Coming down what hopefully is our last hill. And hopefully when we get to the campsite, we can get checked in and settled in and let Curt rest up from this adventure. So, after the very hectic and somewhat dramatic drive in, which we weren't expecting, we knew there were some switchbacks, but we have since learned that that drive getting into this campsite is considered the most dangerous road in all of the United Kingdom. So, there's that. But we made it to our campsite right as the weather was rolling in. We had a nice restful night there. 2 nights actually, because we did a lot of laundry. Got all our blankets and our sheets and everything all cleaned up. Did some editing. But this morning we got on the road. We had to drive back out the most dangerous road in the United Kingdom. Passed a few deer along the way. Hopefully we caught this nice, big, beautiful male. I think they call them stags up here. Jumping over the fence and running across the road in front of us. But definitely saw deer scattered out along the way. And that is because it is time for them to come down out of the mountains for their rut season, where they are looking for their girlfriends. But we drove through some beautiful autumn colors. We had to make about a 2-hour drive. And what we are on the lookout for, guys, and it has been a long time since we've literally had to worry about this, but the internet connection that we've been having along this west coast of Scotland is not fast enough to upload videos to YouTube. Now, that doesn't mean you can't surf around. There's internet, but we need pretty good internet speeds in order to do uploads, and we have not been able to upload videos, so we're kind of in a panic mode. So we are headed towards the city of Inverness, where we're going to hope, cross your fingers, that there is better internet connection. So we made that drive in. We found a parking lot just outside of a place called the Eden Theater on a beautiful river that runs through the middle of Inverness. And we started uploading our videos. While they're uploading, we went and grabbed some lunch. I had a delicious steak sandwich with some local cheddar smoked cheese and some caramelized onions. Delicious. But Curt, what'd you have?
Oh, I had the venison.
Oh yeah, he had the venison tips.
And it had black pudding, and the black pudding was yummy.
Yeah.
And the venison had like some sort of wine glaze on it.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
It had a little thing of scalloped potatoes, and there was some roasted carrots, and it was delicious. And of course, I ate those French fries.
Yep.
'Cause that's what I do.
Yeah, well, they have too much salt on them for me to eat them. But I thought he was going to lick the plate, guys. It was a really
so
good lunch.
yummy.
It was really good lunch. Good service. All around good. Now we have walked back along the pretty river by some churches. It was a nice little walk, about a half a mile there, half a mile back. So we have made it back to the van. Curt, how's the video upload going?
I think mine's done. I think yours says what I'm seeing is 2 hours and 14 minutes left, and she started before me, so
Oh, so that's
might
not
be
good
something
news.
wrong.
I need to check mine, but at least we got one uploaded. Oh, all right. Cross your fingers. I'm headed back to the office to work on uploading my video. We had a good night's rest there in the parking lot, just a couple of blocks from the city center of Inverness. But we rolled out this morning with some errands to run. First, we had to go by the pharmacy. For those that follow my healthcare journey, I went to a doctor down in England when we first crossed over on the ferry. And for like a consultation to get to know you, because I knew that when it was time for us to leave England, it would be time for my 6-month cardio checkup. One thing he wants to do is try a new medication, but he wanted me to start taking it 2 weeks before my appointment, so anything that was going to happen in the blood work would show up for the appointment. So we went by to get that prescription because we're coming up on that. It's about 3 weeks out, 2.5-ish weeks out. So we got that done. So cross your fingers that my body likes the new medicine and maybe it'll help strengthen my heart a little bit. The next thing we had to do is, for the past few days, we have had a warning light on our dash because one of our headlights is out. And not our headlight, one of our running lights. But we found this really nice auto parts store. Curt bought the bulb, changed it. The dash light is fixed and our light is working, so that is great news. And then right next door is an outdoor outlet. And Curt needs hiking shoes, so that's kind of an errand of convenience. Let's go in and see how he's doing. No luck on the sizes here, which is too bad because it was an outlet and everything was like half the price. We'll keep looking. Curt needs new hiking shoes. It's kind of a secret, but we have a very special delivery we're trying to arrange. And when it comes in, Curt's gonna have to install something really cool on the van. Right, Curt?
Yep, secret.
So he's gonna start kind of coming up with his plan and figuring out how he's gonna make this cool new thing hook to our little tiny house on wheels. So he'll probably do a little research and investigating in here. So that's what's up. Errand day continues. Curt had a nice brain working session in the hardware store. Now his engineering side is kicking in and he's figuring out how he's going to mount this super secret thing that we have coming in a few weeks. And we are southbound. Now, for people that are familiar with Scotland, you may be going, southbound, what are you guys doing? You have to go north and do the NC 500. And we know that. But what you guys need to know is we are almost to where we can go back into the Schengen. And whenever we're doing our Schengen shuffle and popping in and out, we know we will be back to the United Kingdom for another 3 months. So we know we did not see all of Scotland, and we probably missed some of the best parts, but we specifically want to come back to the NC 500, the north beautiful coastline of Scotland, during puffin season. Now, if you don't know what puffin are, they're those cute little penguin looking birds that look like little toys that are adorable, and they only come on shore for a specific time each year. So the next time we come to Scotland, we will be spending a lot of time up here to see the rest of Scotland, to see Edinburgh, don't worry, we know that's a fantastic city, and to see the puffin, and hopefully maybe even catch some whales and some baby seals during that time. So also another thing is the weather is rolling in. We're coming into winter. It's starting to get nasty and windy and cold up here. So it's time to head south to get ready to go back into the Schengen. And I've referred to this a little bit earlier. I have a doctor's appointment scheduled in a city called Kent, England. And that is, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours east of London, very close to the ferry station. So we're kind of on a time thing. Don't worry, we know we still have a lot to see in England, a lot to see in Wales, and that we missed the entire northern section of Scotland. It's all part of the plan. We will be back. Next up, we're going to slowly head south, stop off at a few places, nothing crazy exciting, maybe a few little surprises. Go get my cardio checkup, which is going to be a good checkup, I know, and then hop on the ferry and head back into the Schengen.
As Snow says, we have turned south for the winter. The migration is beginning. And really, to be honest with you, would have liked to have gotten a little further north up here in Scotland. It was just so stunning and beautiful. But to be honest, the weather's kind of getting away from us and the season's kind of getting away from us. And we just are kind of behind on everything. So we found this nice little spot along our way south. We're gonna take our time and try to enjoy it. But this place right here is home to reindeer. And so we have our eyeballs peeled over this beautiful view. We got the big clouds wandering up through here. And as they kind of come over and brush the tops of the mountains, we get little peaks over top of the clouds. And it's just really stunning with the sunset here. And you can see how waterlogged these peak-covered mountains are. because you can just look across there and see the shimmer of all kinds of little pools of water out there. And of course, down below us, we have the loch. But this is setting up to be a nice night, no wind, so we're up here on a hill, so that's absolutely good. But we're gonna stay here for a couple days and try to find these elusive reindeer. Wow, guys, what an extreme bummer. What happened, Snow?
Well, we came up here specifically looking for the reindeer, the only free-range herd of reindeer in Scotland. When we first got here, we weren't even parked yet. We got a glimpse of them out there on the little valley down there, little hill down there in the valley.
We got up to our other spot, and I looked out and saw them in the morning. I was making my breakfast, eating my breakfast.
And then yesterday afternoon, the weather rolled in. We hoped we would have a little clear this morning for one last chance to see the reindeer. And you are now looking at what we're looking at. You can't see anything.
But we did notice their fur is starting to get white for the winter. And speaking of winter, this is the second part of the bad news.
Yes. I'm glad we had already decided to head south because the forecast calls for snow and sleet coming in these areas. So we're headed down the mountain. We are not going to wait and try to see the reindeer. But what was cool about these is it was rolling
I could see them. The fog cleared. I'm going to get the big camera.
Oh, let's get the camera. Okay.
Well, a minute ago, we looked like a couple monkeys hanging out the window trying to get these reindeer. And I'm hanging the thing out, and all of a sudden the rain starts picking up. So Snow's trying to stick the umbrella out the window overward. Anyway, the fog quickly came back in, but for a second we did get the deer, and you're looking at them now, and it looks like there's a big, I don't know if they call them stags. I know that's what they call the big red deer that they have here and that we've seen. But it was a big giant reindeer with the mane coming in, turning white, and the big antlers, and it was really cool.
Far away, but you got a glimpse like we did.
We gotta come back for these things.
Yeah.
But this cold front setting in, guys, for like 5 or 6 days, getting down into the 30-degree Fahrenheit, which for us is freezing. Predictions of snow, chances of snow, and we just don't have the tires or want to be up here in the rain and ice. We have no choice but to head south, and I gotta tell you, this breaks my heart because I was definitely looking forward to spending some more time here in Scotland as the leaves are changing colors, but we gotta go.
We'll be back to Scotland, and I think we've almost made the decision it's time to get new tires when we're down in England doing my 6-month cardio checkup. So don't worry about our tires, we're working through that too, guys.
So a lot of you guys know we've been traveling in this van for about 5 years. So obviously we got a lot of experience. And well, we've been in like 32 or 33 countries. And something happens when it's time, gets close to time to cross the border. Now there's not a set time. Sometimes it's 3 weeks, sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes, but when it's time, like it just, something happens, there's a break.
Yeah.
Now in this instance, it was the weather, but neither of us were ready to beat feet out of here. But this weather triggered it, and our minds are going a million miles an hour with all the planning and logistics we have for the big upcoming move.
Yeah.
We are going back into the Schengen.
We are, and I'll just go ahead and give you a little bit of a spoiler. We're heading into France to a place loaded with history, including some American history. And it's a spot we've wanted to see for a long, long time, and we're going to take you there, and that's all you're going to get. Some of you probably know exactly where we're headed when I said that. But that'll be our first stop in the Schengen, is a place loaded with history that actually touches a lot of people back in the United States. We have found a campsite that includes a spa. So I don't know about Curt, but I will be going and getting a massage while we're there. And I'm excited, but that's several days out because you got to book it in advance. So we were able to show y'all some of the leaves, but the word is out, I think, that the leaves are changing. The last place we wanted to take you was a place called the Hermitage, but it was just too crowded. The parking lot was chaos. So we drove a little bit down the road to a little trailhead we had marked on our map as a possible place to spend the night. And I think that's what we're gonna do, because Curt, what'd you discover here?
Well, today was like our last day of sort of exploration in these fall colors. And as we kind of came down the road, it was busier than expected. So we found this little stop just to regroup. And I walked out here, took a little walk, and I saw this nice little cliff face with all these different colors. And so I thought, this might be a little nice little place to do a hike. And so I think...
Well, we also think we'll show you these little trails. I think the kiddies might like a walk right through here. So we're gonna see if we can get the van level, call this place home for the night. If Curt feels up to it, he's gonna take you for a hike. And then that'll be the end of the fall color looking, I think. I was stuck. I was going forward.
Remember when it was funny when you'd say, it's falling and I can't get up?
It's not funny anymore.
All right, I think we just got lucky. I think we can, all this looks pretty light, like pretty light stuff, flimsy. So I think we can just move over here and park properly, back right up, take one spot. It's fairly level. We got the blocks if we need it. Let's go ahead and pull a little bit forward and just put this corner right back over here on this edge. All right. Straight on back. Straight. Got a hard left. No, other way, other way. Hard. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep it cut. Keep it coming. Keep it cut. Come on. All right, straighten it out. Come on back. Come on back. Stop. All right, now snow's got the level here.
Two in the front, driver might do it.
Good job.
Let me check the level. All right, we are in the circle, dead center. That's teamwork, and that's 5 years of doing this. With that, guys, Curt's gonna get ready to take y'all for a hike. You going right now?
Well, I'm gonna go in a minute.
Cheers, guys.
All right, I'm gonna declare our call to run from the weather and come south a good call. Really wanted to hang out a few more days to try to catch this peak season, but it's warmer here a little bit, but it got down to 37 degrees Fahrenheit last night. Super cold. And well, the sun's out today and it's warmed up, probably in the 40s maybe, I'm guessing. So it's brisk. And we stumbled up on this little hike for me to do. So I'm super excited about that, to get up and see the fall colors one last time before we get out of here. And yeah, time's just winding down here in Scotland too fast, I gotta be honest with you. But we're gonna go with it, and we're gonna hike up this thing and see what this forest looks like. All right, my little scouting mission, this right here viewpoint is what drew me in. So it looks like I can do a summit hike that's gonna climb up this kind of peak some way, come around over the top of these mountains, and then back down here in the forest. and I was able to find it on one of my hiking apps, and it looks like it's about a 3.5 mile loop. And believe it or not, there's about 1,200 foot of elevation gain. So not super steep, but it's not for nothing. So really nice, what I would call a short hike, and I'm excited to go for it. Look at these trees here. I think they're aspens with the white bark and the yellow leaves.
Making my way through the darkness, a million eyes on me. I don't care, I don't care. Every breath that's taken is the last I may see. I don't care, I don't care. This is not for freedom. In 30 years you'll see. I don't care, I don't care. But you stand for what is noble, with your gun staring at me. I don't care, I don't care.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!